The next question, how's your case?
It's
It's
good.
coming. Yeah. How to put it all together.
Okay, I hope everybody under control for case group, case study. Under control, everything under control. Good. Okay. Wednesday. Yeah, you can do that, Kayla. Okay. No problem. Any problem? Let me know. Dylan.
We are presenting Wednesday as well with the PowerPoint, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So we only have like
8 minutes. Yes. So if you think about it, usually when we prepare the presentation like 1 minute per slide, so probably you only need 8 slides as well 10, but to summarize your results. Right. But it really depends. If you have slides you think you can cover in like 30 seconds, you can have more slides. Right? And then also you want to let me know, well, if you have problem to contact some of teammates, he or she never contributes, you want to let me know today. After today's class, tell me. Okay. And also if your team struggle on the pace, the 2-day labs, you also want to communicate with me. Right? I don't want to hear on Wednesday, okay, you can't present. That's not good. Right? Okay. Well, after the short October break, let's continue our study on chapter 13, inventory management. So we have discussed the Amazon situation as the example of good inventory management. On the road, on the way, came to school today. I listened to NPR. Amazon plan to open their second headquarters in US. You know what is where is current headquarters of Amazon? Do you know that? Where is the headquarters of Amazon now? Don't know the city? You shop in Amazon, right? Except I think well, that's where only one student never shop in Amazon. You don't know the headquarters of Amazon. Which city? No? Seattle. So headquarters of Amazon is in Seattle. So Seattle has a lot of companies headquarters. You know another famous company headquarters in Seattle?
Starbucks.
Starbucks. Yeah, definitely. It's a Starbucks company. Yeah. And some even more famous, more famous, Microsoft's headquarters is in
Boeing.
Yeah, Boeing. Yeah. Well, definitely Starbucks. Everybody went to the Starbucks store in Seattle. I went to there like 11 or 10 years ago, exact 10 years ago, to purchase some special cup like for Starbucks when they first designed that. So anyway, yeah. So they want to open the second headquarters. It means they do a very, very good business. That's the reason they want to open a second headquarters. One interesting thing for today's discussion when I heard about NPI is that it's related to our top subject. Amazon, think about the second headquarters not necessarily in metropolitan or big city. Okay, they want big city, so that is accessible to some like interstates. Enough labor, they will have 50,000 employees. That's a lot of employees, a lot of opportunity for the city if they choose as a second headquarters. But I think some middle-sized city, they think they also have chance. Because you think about the cost, right? It's very cheap. Land cost, labor cost is cheap. So there's a balance, right, between big city and the middle-sized city. I think probably they will go to some suburban. That's my feeling is that there's more like balance. But it's similar here. When we do the inventory management, location decision, choose the distribution center. Okay, big city has its benefits. Small city also has its advantage. So two main concerns for inventory management: want to satisfy our customer, make our customer happy. We need to have the right good. Relate to our last chapter, quality control, right? Right good with good quality, right quantity, right place at right time. This is not easy. Cost of ordering and carrying inventory. So basically, we can't hold too many. We hold too many customers happy. Every time they come to our store, oh, the shelves are full. But we suffer, right? Because we pay the ordering cost, we pay the carrying cost. Right? So it's always a trade-off. So we introduce some measures of performance, customer satisfaction, marketing class. We have learned a lot, right? Complaint, inventory turnover rates, effective inventory management. It has several requirements. The first one is a system keep track of inventory. Usually when we talk about system keep track, nowadays it's like digital system. It's not like manual system keep track. You have paper write down. Most likely it's digital, right? Think about when you shopping for Lion, what's happened when you check out? What they did when you check out in Full Lion? Just pay. That's all.
They scan the product.
They scan the products. Right? Why they scan the product? After they scan the product, what's happened?
So
Inventory.
Yes, it's automatically remove the item you purchased from the inventory record. Right? So it's digital. It's not automatic, but it's still manual, but it's digital. It's instant transaction. A reliable demand forecast we have discussed again and again, right? Why chapter 3 is so important forecast. Knowledge of lead time and lead time variability. I want to ask you guys before I introduce this terminology. What is lead time in your opinion? What is lead time? Lead time. What does this mean? Have you ever heard about that? No? Never?
Yeah.
Never? Kind of?
Yeah.
You have, but you forget?
Lead time is the amount of, for me, the lead time was the amount of time that you have product in place prior to when you expect the sales to begin. Kind of, you have to have everything together.
Yeah, that can be one definition of lead time. But when we talk about lead time in this chapter, inventory management, it's the time between you place order. So when you place order, you tell your supplier, I want these items.
Right.
Okay, until you receive the order. Well, that's the time here. Well, you can this time can be very short, it's like minutes. You go to your labels, you say, I want this time, you get this, like 10 seconds. But usually it's a very long time, right? Days or even weeks. If your supplier is in like Latin America or Asia, that can be weeks. So why this is important for inventory management? Lead time and lead time variability. Your lead time can fluctuate. Why is this important for inventory management? Any idea? The time you place order until you receive it, that's lead time. Why we need to know this for our inventory management?
If you're manufacturing, you got to know when you build everything or put it together. You need to know how long it's going to take to get all the products together. If it's
Kind of,
manufacturing.
yeah.
But
Retailer store is the same.
Same.
Retailer store is like, you think about retailer store, right? You place the order like say ice cream. You receive it in like 2 days later. What's happening in these 2 days? You need to have enough inventory. That's your inventory purpose, right? Your inventory, you can't place order until you sell all the ice cream. That's too late. Because you place that, you wait for 2 days, or customer won't happy. But you don't want to place too early, like 1 week early. Because you know that after you place the order, you will receive 2 days later. If you already have a lot of inventory, you don't want to make this order. So when we talk about inventory management, we constantly talk about the time of placing orders. I talk a lot about that because the time of placing order really depends on our inventory management strategy, right? Also, they're the same or the similar topic. Okay. Next component we need to know for good inventory management is the reasonable estimation of different costs. That's not the easy part. I just finished my paper, another paper this summer about the solar energy supply chain. Well, one thing we spent some time to figure out, okay, the holding costs. We don't have ordering costs in all of us. Here we have ordering costs or shortage costs. We definitely have. It's hard. I search for literature review, different paper. Nobody talk about it. Especially I want to find specific solar energy, solar panel. What is the holding cost? I can't find. So I just use the general setting like 95 percentile customer service level or something like that. But if you're doing your business, okay, if your business is special, especially, you definitely want to figure out what is the holding cost, ordering cost, and shortage for your products. Should be different. Well, you can refer to some benchmark study by some other company, but every company should have different costs. Last one, classification system or inventory item. We will go details about this very soon. Okay, inventory counting system. There are two systems. First one is widely used nowadays. No, it's not widely used nowadays. It's widely used a long time ago. It's physical counts of item inventory made as periodical interval. So you think about 50 years ago, okay, we don't there are not too many computers available. Right, what we did for inventory management is that, okay, every weekend or at the end of the day, we go to our store to count how many inventory we have. We keep that record. Okay, but between these two counts, we have no idea what the exact inventory we have. Right, that's the periodical system. Okay, every weekend or even at the end of the day, that's your count. Perpetual inventory system now is more widely used nowadays. It's a continuous system like Full Line and Walmart, right? Anytime when customer check out, you scan, automatically remove from inventory. When the customer return, they scan, it's come back to our inventory. So it's continuous track the current level of each item. Very simple inventory model is called the two-bin system, right? So two-bin system is that if you some company use this system, so you have two container, two blocks, right? As our inventory. We place order once one box is empty. That means we estimate during our lead time after place order, this box left will satisfy the demand in that lead time. That's a very simple system. Okay, I definitely don't suggest you guys to use that unless it's necessary for your small business. For any big size or middle size business, you shouldn't use this simple model. Technology to help us to count inventory, UPC, Universal Product Code. Okay, it's like barcode, right? Everybody know that. Label has information about the item which is attached. Another technology widely used is called RFID, Radio Frequency Identification Tags. Well, the good thing for RFID is that you don't have to scan it. Once it's within the range of the detector or equipment, it's automatically know all the items around this equipment. But for the barcode, you have to physically close to scanning machine to scan that to get information. Another difference is that RFID usually have much more information than UPC. If you scan a UPC, okay, like Full Line Walmart, it probably can tell you the original place of the products, okay, quantity of products or something like that. But RFID can include information, location, expiration dates, a lot of other information. But it's definitely more expensive. The cost related to inventory management, as we have discussed, purchase costs, very obvious, right? You purchase, you place order, you need to pay money. Holding or carrying costs, the same thing. But that means the cost to hold an item in your warehouse for time, right? Usually a year. It's usually when we talk about holding costs, like in my research paper, I usually measure holding costs as 1 year, annual holding costs. But there's no restriction. You can measure by monthly or daily holding costs. But just keep that in mind when we go to the model. If you measure the cost, say monthly, okay, you hold these products in your warehouse for 1 month, how many dollars you spend, then your demand should be monthly. That's apple to apple. If your demand is annual demand, then you use monthly holding cost, then you won't get the correct result. Just keep that in mind. The units of measurements want to keep the consistency. Ordering costs, easy to understand, right? You place order, you have one-time ordering costs. Setup costs, that's usually related to the manufacturing industry. When you begin to run your machine, like produce something, okay, you have one-time setup costs. Shortage costs. In many industry, okay, as far as I know, this is the biggest cost per unit compared to other. Because, okay, now I'll ask you guys, why shortage cost usually is much higher per unit than ordering costs, holding costs, even purchase costs?
Loss of customers.
Very good, Michael. Because customer, right? Because when you have a shortage, it's not just, okay, many people will think, okay, what's happening if we have a shortage?
We don't have enough products for
Yeah, we don't, what we lose? Directly, if we don't have the products, customer want it, what do we lose?
It's a sale.
sale, right? Profits.
Right.
It's the potential profits we lose. But in fact, the shortage cost is much, much larger than the potential profits. Think about it, if you have $10 product, you buy it by $10, you sell it like $12. That's only $2 loss. But this $2 loss can make this customer permanently switch from other retailer store. That's not $2. But that's why shortage cost, usually company estimate that, when we estimate that, it's much, much higher than holding cost. So generally speaking, we want to hold more, right? We can suffer a little bit on the high holding cost, but we can't afford big penalty shortage costs. ABC classification, so the last component for the inventory management, we call about classification system, right? So here we go. The ABC approach is the classifying inventory according to some measure of importance and allocates the efforts accordingly. What does this mean? This means, okay, we shouldn't treat each item equally. Like we never treat every person equally, unfortunately, right? So, but that's rational. Why we don't treat each item equally? That's because some items are more important than the other items, such as A items. So usually A items only counts for 10 to 20% of the number of items in inventory. For example, if you have a small like convenience store, you have 100 items. Okay, you sell 100 items. Maybe you only have 15 items that belong to A items. But these 15 items contribute to 60 to 70% of your revenue or profit. Okay? Well, B item is in the middle, right? So it has some like 40%, 30 to 40%, but it counts for like 30% of the revenue or profit. While C items is the least important. It counts a lot. By the pure count, 50 to 6% of the number of items, but only contribute 10 to 15% of our profit. That's a typical graph of A, B, C item. You can see A item is always like that, right? Small count. That's profit-driven items. B is in middle. C, a lot of, the consequence is junks, but it's just like the accessories or something like that. Right? Well, ABC classification is widely used in inventory management and also in all management. I also think for everyone, including myself, we use ABC automatically in our daily life. We think about it. Okay, every person, okay, we have 24 hours per day. Well, that is equal, it's fair for every person, right? In the 24 hours, most people spend 7 to 8 hours on sleeping, except I know some students only sleep 5 hours, play hard on video games. Or some other students sleep 10 hours, right? But it's usually 7 to 8 hours, let's say. Well, that's important. That's 1/3 of the time, right? We spend it on bed, right? But that's less rate. First, we have to admit. But once you have good sleep quality, it's still the same for everybody, right? 1/3 of the time, everybody spend on bed and refresh the next morning. Okay, the rest time we have breakfast, lunch, dinner. Definitely, some people have luxury breakfast every day. Well, most likely, we don't have that. But usually, it's also very similar to each other. Right? The rest time, right, take care of the family, like me, take care of the kids, or probably most likely every people have 8 to 10 hours for working or studying. Well, that's the time. Only 1/3 of the time you can put efforts on studying or working. Huh? But these 8 hours, how do you use these 8 hours? Really significantly differentiates you with other students, with other people. Right? Hopefully it's in the positive way. So you can think about time management is the same, right? You definitely want a good sleep, a good lunch, right? Good time to enjoy watch the movie. But that's 8 hours really matters for the long terms. How to make our record accurate? So I copied this page from the material I prepared for the test. When I prepared the CSCP, well, when you guys send me email reply, you will see like I say Chuang Hui Xiong, PhD, and CSCP. CSCP is Certificate of Supply Chain Professional. So that's before I joined UNC Pembroke, I got these certificates. I find, okay, when I prepare that, that's 4 heavy textbooks to prepare the test. Okay, so I like these slides, so that copy that. So to make our record accurate, there's some tips. So keep it skewed. You don't want people to steal your inventory, and then it's not just steal. When your inventory was stolen or missing, well, you have to correct your database. Right? You show you have inventory and you don't have that. We have that happen, right? You search online and say, okay, this store, Home Depot, you have this. And then went to the store, we can't find that. We are very frustrated, right? So you want to keep it skewed. Keep it neat, clean and neat. Labels easy, visible. Otherwise, even you have in a warehouse, you can't find that. It's the same problem. Right? Use bin and space arrangements, that's make counting easy. ABC classification, technology, like barcode or RFID. So that's something we should keep that in mind, right? So to make inventory easy, inventory management good, it's not just about model, about you have a database, you have investments on IT infrastructure. Some small tips can be very helpful. Next topic we'll talk about is called cycle counting. So the cycle counting is a physical count of items in inventory. So that means okay, you really close your store and everybody counts items. Do you know, you guys, has anybody worked in Full Line or Harris Teeter or Walmart before? Sydney? Okay, Alan? So for this grocery store, when do they count the item? Do you know that?
At night.
At night, right, Sydney. So usually, traditionally, we close the facility, right? We close our business. Everybody go to count. But now many stores like Walmart, Full Line definitely close. Have still there 24 hours, right? They can't afford to close the facility to count. But what they did do this is when at night, very few customers they go to count items. So that's more popular nowadays. How do I know that? Sometimes I shop in Walmart at 2 a.m. Not sometimes, just one time. When I was in Purdue, I was biting very hard by mosquitoes. Well, at 2 a.m., I can't afford that. I went to Walmart and buy something. Right? But I can't go to sleep. Right? Well, very interesting. I don't know why, but I was so attracted by mosquitoes. I think that's all female mosquito, right? So, but only female mosquito will bite people, right? So I don't know why, because from the blood type, you know which blood type are most attractive by mosquitoes? There's 4 blood types. You guys must know 4 blood types, right? A, O, AB, and B, right? There's only 4 blood types. You know which one? You know that? Yeah, usually O type person, if your blood type is O, mosquito really like you or love you. Female mosquitoes, not male, right? They really love you. Because generally speaking, O type blood more attractive. But I'm AB, so that's why I don't understand. Why I live with the people with O blood, mosquito just bites me. So only me, like my daughter, my son, I think they are young, it seems fresh than my blood, right? But I still attract mosquitoes. So every day when we walk outside like 6 p.m., I'm the first one to tell Billy, mosquito is out, because I was biting. Nobody said, no mosquitoes. Well, when I came back to China last year, it's horrible. Mosquito just keep biting me. I told my parents, why do you guys never treat mosquitoes? They say, no, it's just early in the summer, no mosquitoes. I was biting like 10, right? No mosquitoes, who tell me that? So, but anyway, yeah. So I was so attractive, I'm so attractive for mosquitoes. So the physical counts usually happen in the evening for 24-hour stores. Usually that's right. Other than that, for the like manufacturing, you can close the facility. Some companies they did that, right? Once per month, every employee stay half an hour after we close the facility. Everybody go to counts, right? Very traditional way. So how much accuracy we need? When we do the cycle counting, we need to have a target of accuracy, A, B, C category. For A items, we want to make sure that the error between our record on the database is within 0.2%. That means we really want to have a very accurate record on A items. Well, on the C items, we can accept up to 5% error. Why we need more accurate record for A items?
Highest profit.
profits, right? Because if we are off on the record, we lose a lot of money and lose customer money because it's more profitable. C items, oh, they are important, but that's okay. Or you want to find some little stuff from Home Depot, you can't find that. But you will still come back later. Right? But like big item, you don't want this happen. When should the sales accounting be performed? We already discussed a little bit, right? You like Cindy mentioned, like in groceries, so usually happen in the very late evening, right? Or very early in the morning. While in some other company, if they have like operation hours, they usually do that after they close the facility. Who should do it? Ask you guys. Who should do the sales accounting? Go to the shelf to look at that? Huh? Employees. Okay, definitely employees. Can you go every employer or
Like the top.
the top employer? You mean the CEO? Every day we
Well,
go.
no, like, the managers.
The manager. The manager. What do you think, Cindy?
I don't know what they call it, but they had like, I guess, a different like section. Cause I was a cashier and they had people that did the inventory. Like at night, they come in
Yes.
and they do it. I forget what it's called.
Yes, they have that. It's very typical, like especially 50 years ago. There are people very good at counting. They have a job, right? Inventory counter or something like that. That's a special title. Okay, you hire them to count your certain count because they count very quickly and accurate. But nowadays, since we have computer, okay, those jobs are gone, right? Usually, this job, you are right, is done by employee, internal employee. Usually, it may be like Cindy mentioned, that can be the temporary worker, but still employee, right? It's really rare nowadays we have contractor or outsource for counting job because it's pretty straightforward. But usually it's those manager. It's usually those manager. It's usually the first level employee count, but manager need to monitor, make sure it's match the targets here. Right. Okay, now let's see a small example for you guys to do that for the cycle counting. The warehouse has 2,000. I need to change that. Okay, let's check that. $215. Why the number is so off? 1,375. Okay. All right. So this warehouse has totally 2,500 items. Among these 2,500 items, 10%, 250 items are A items, A category. A75, B category. 1,375 are C category items. Right? It reflects our roughly percentile for these three categories. And then we definitely treat them differently. A items, we count it every 20 working days, like each month. Right? B items every quarter, which is 60 working days. And C items every half a year, which is 120 working days. First question, before we go to the calculation, why we need to count A item much more frequent than B and then than C items?
Increasing profitability.
Profitability, that's right, that's right.
You need to make sure you have them available.
Available,
So you
that's
wanna know
right.
your numbers.
That's right. But the most important thing, what the reason is here. Because our targets are different. For A items, anytime, that's not just when you count, right? Well, every time when you count, you will correct the error. So after you count even C item, there's no error, right? It's matched the record, right? You correct the record. But what's happened when you don't count and you wait until next count? We only allow A items 0.2% error, right? But that means if you wait too long to count again, more likely your error will be beyond 0.2%. But C item, that's fine. Wait half a year. Okay, some people steal our C item for whatever reason. It's cheap, but they steal that. And then we steal. It's fine, 5%. And then we count to correct that. But since we have a higher targets on the A items accuracy, that's the reason we count them more frequently. Clear? That's the reason. Okay. Now, question. How many items are counted per day? Now, what you have to do is that you calculate how many items you count per day for A category. How many items you count per day for B category. How many items you count per day for C category. Add them together, that's the total number of items you have to count every day. Clear? Nice paper and pencil. Don't want to shoot it?
You add them all together.
Huh?
So when you sign in the
Yes.
page in the big red.
Yes. Then add it together. The first calculate for each category, then add it together.
Did you add decimals? Did you add decimals? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because it's working days.
They're Legos, you take them to work.
Sure.
So I gotta round up if it's like a.
I don't know. I guessed because this one right here was like 11. So, but the rest of them were like 12 to 5 or 14 to 25.
I'm just almost 40. I just can't stop.
I mean, 38 point whatever is technically correct. But 9 times out of 10, this one actually may range round down to I don't know. So, like if you wanted to, you could run that 4 up to 5 minutes until 11.5, but
This was a.
then you have to round up your density. So you did 215 Yeah, I hit my hand right there by accident, not realizing it was that close. Are you plugging your phone in? Oh, yeah, there's a plug in right here.
So, let's see, 800. Then you count every 20 days. That's you use 250 divided by 20. That means how many AI items you count per day. Understand? Yeah. So 250 divided by 20, you get AI. Similarly for B and C. Oh, you got that, okay. You should round. Round up or round down. Okay. The integer number. Yeah, otherwise.
Not like me, I have to add like a.
Remember, it must be an integer number, the final result, right? We can't count like half
Like,
item. Okay.
That's what you do.
Yo, I guess this one.
That'd be good.
So I can see most students have finished this one. It's pretty straightforward. Who can tell us how to calculate the number of A items counted per day? A items.
250 divided by 20 working days.
Go to
12.5.
okay. So B items, how many we need to count per day?
875 divided by 60,
60 equal to
like 14.5, something like that.
14.5.
Something like that. I can't really remember.
Okay. C item is 1,375 divided by what?
120.
120. You get
11.5.
11.5. And you add them together, you should get something 38.5. Then last step, you should round. Okay, you can argue either way. You say, okay, I want to count less 38, but usually we round up to 39. Question?
So you wouldn't change it to whole numbers before you add it, right? Because it's days, I mean like items.
But if you technically
Could you speak loudly?
Like you wouldn't change
Round
those
it.
numbers of items to like whole
Round
numbers
down
because
this
like
one, you
since it's
would-
like items, it can't be like a
You
round
said when you
item.
change these to whole
I
numbers
didn't think-
before since it's items.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's
Like,
13,
set it to
15,
like 12,
you
14.
never, if you're giving a guess
Okay, yeah.
over your last
Very good point, in fact. I didn't think about that way. Okay. He made a very good point that instead we just round as the last step, we probably should already round for each category, right? Well, you can definitely argue, okay, with this time we count A item a little bit high, right? More than B item. So we can round up A item and then round down B item and round up C item. Next time we can rotate. Well, you can also have a policy every time you round up, right? For A, B, C, right? So it's really dependent, but I think either way should be fine. Like 39, you can definitely work, right? This time, like A and C round up, B round down. Next time we round up B, then it's very simple, right? So okay, but you can definitely round up as for each level and then add them together. Then should be 40, right? Then the result should be 40, right? Okay, very good, very sharp observation. Questions, comments about this example? No? Okay, so after this example, okay, we have finished almost all the easy parts of this chapter. Now we'll go to the model. Okay? I don't think the model is so hard, especially the beginning of model. But they're very, very useful. You will know that in the future. So the first model we are introducing in this chapter is called EOQ model. EOQ means economic order quantity model. This model identifies the optimal order quantity. And how to get the order quantity optimal one? We want to minimize the summation of two costs, okay, holding costs and the ordering costs, which depends on your order size and the ordering frequency. In this big family of EOQ model, there's three members of this family. The one is the basic EOQ, which we'll see very soon. The second is called EPQ, Economic Production Quantity Model, which fits better for manufacturing. If you have the production plan, you want to use EPQ instead of the traditional EOQ. Because EOQ, this O means order. Right? You place order like a retailer, so place order. But for manufacturing, okay, production plan is probably the most important plan for you to make. The last one we'll talk about is called the quantity discounts model. When we consider discounts, you order more, you get more discounts. For this, the first two models, there's no discounts. No matter how many you order per time, have the same unit price. So the basic EOQ model is the first model we are introduced. To find a fixed order quantity, that's minimize the total annual inventory costs. Because there's a lot of assumption to use EOQ model. Okay. That's the reason in practice, most big companies they don't use EOQ model because it's too simple. Okay, it has lots of assumptions. Usually they can't satisfy all the times. Right? So then, for most companies, at least the company I worked with before, I know before, they will use a model called a safe stock model. We'll introduce later a little bit. Won't go to detail. But EOQ model is so useful because it provides the first idea how to manage our inventory. Even it has a lot of assumptions. You are like that because it makes the calculation easy. Right? Without this assumption, if we go to safe stock, it's very complex. Traditional EOQ, only one product. We only consider one product. We can expand to multiple products easily, but let's first focus on one product. Second assumption, annual demand requirements are known. Who can tell me what does this mean? Annual demand requirements are known. What does this assumption really mean?
You can
Forecast.
reasonably predict like how much you're gonna sell this product.
You forecasted the demand.
The forecast is 100% accurate. Right? That's this assumption mean. That means you have a perfect forecast. We know it's in most situations it's impossible. But let's say if your forecast is very good, then we can say it's roughly satisfy this condition. Demand is even throughout the year. It's another very strong condition. What does this mean? Demand is even throughout the year. What does this mean? Too straightforward.
It's seasonal. Everything's you're gonna sell basically the same amount every year.
Yeah. No seasonality. Right? Not just no seasonality. We don't talk about through the year. Right? That means, theoretically speaking, every minute the sales demand is the same. Or we can think about making it longer. Every day, at least every day, our demand is the same. Is that true? Almost impossible, right? How can a product have the sales every day is the same? The only product I think about most likely is like water, our water, fountain water. But it can't be the same. It's very similar, right? Some other products definitely it fluctuates. Lead time does not change. Another strong assumption, because we know lead time, well, if the hurricane happen, or you can't expect, even from South Carolina to North Carolina, they can delay a lot, right? So lead time usually vary a lot, especially when we talk about global supply chain. Our supplier can be on the other side of the earth. Then how can we expect the lead time to be stable? Right? Let's have this strong assumption. Let's think about our suppliers, our labor. Right? We go to the garage with our labor to grab something. Well, it's very stable, right? The fifth assumption, each order is received in a single delivery. Do you think it's a strong assumption or you think it's a strong assumption? I don't think it's a strong assumption because many times it's really a single delivery. But sometimes maybe they divide different chunks. Think about you order in Amazon. You don't order too many, right? But sometimes you will receive two packages, just one order, right? Because some books, they shipped from one warehouse and you order a toy and they ship to another warehouse. Right? This happens, right? You save the money. Right? The last one, no quantity discount. Well, that can be true for many situations. No matter how many you order, you think about it, especially luxury brand, you order like Chanel's purse. Well, they don't give any discount if you order 100 purse. It's still same. But for some other products, there's some discounts. So you can see, in my opinion, second, third, and fourth are the strongest assumption. Usually they are violated in reality. Right? 1, 5, 6, most in many situations we can satisfy. But even 2, 3, 4 are almost impossible. But if your demand is very confident, forecast is very confident, your demand is not fluctuation too much, and your lead time is pretty stable. It's not like your labor, but it's labor steady. Then you can think about we satisfy all these assumptions. Then we can go ahead choose this EOQ model. Okay. So I will stop here and let you guys discuss one case or something like that. See you guys on